hello again, everybody. So, today I'm gonna say we had some shocking news, especially with the kickboxer, heavyweight champion, world champion, by the way. Um, Israel Adesanya. I hope I pronounced his name very well. And if I didn't, please forgive me. And our favorite guy that I've been getting a lot of heat lately, Jonathan Majors. So today, one person I feel like is a PR stunt, is a PR setup, and the other I feel like he's just learning what everybody else have been learning. I remember this footballer that was very famous in England. I can't remember his name, but I remember his video going viral at one point when he was getting married to his back then African girlfriend that he left to go play football in the UK and then earned a lot of money, left her, and then decided to go marry a British woman. And at last, she took him for all he had, and then he became broke and went back, to his country to get married. No, yeah, I think it was from, I can't remember the country, around West Africa. It was around West Africa, one of them countries. I can't remember the country in particular, but Israel is giving me that effect. Is giving me that, let me bring up photos here. I don't want this particular, you know, stage over here. I don't like it being boring. I prefer seeing people walking around, you know. It is a little bit more comfortable instead of just, watching the screen all the time with no movement, no nothing. It is a little bit boring for me. I don't know for you guys, but it is for me. So these two guys are the talk of the town right now where I am. So we got one allegedly, because the Nigerian news is the one reporting about this. He's getting dragged by his New Zealand ex-girlfriend for compensation. Now, let me get into this compensation topic because I feel like to the West is a little bit strange. But as somebody that is from my own place, it is normal that when you get big and you make it big and you want to leave the woman, there is compensation. You have to compensate her. Even I feel in the West, it's even not that you have to pay spouses support. It's also like spouses support. So there is no actual difference. If you stay together for a long time with somebody and you make it big, you have to pay spouses support. I don't know, maybe in the West it's only when you are married, but I don't think it's only when you're married. I think it also depends on how long you've been with that person. And back home, there's no difference. I know not everybody pays for it, but people that make it big actually do pay off the woman that they are leaving. So it's nothing strange to me. And I feel like if she's the ex-girlfriend and she's coming to, ask for what she feels like she deserves, but the thing is, let's just cut it short. They're saying that she's asking for half of everything that he's got. Now, let's not forget that Israel, I don't think it's up to a month now, because if you watch the kickboxing that he had, the championship that he had, he was fighting against Alex. I can't remember his full name. He was fighting against this guy. I think he was from Argentina or somewhere, or Brazil. I can't remember exactly. And TikTok was blowing up with it. I mean, you couldn't breathe without seeing Israel's face in TikTok, people talking, praising him for actually coming back, because he actually fought. There was something that happened between him and Alex, where his Alex's son actually, made fun of Israel, and he was very petty and did back to him like, somebody got to teach you some manners. But at the same time, this guy was very famous. Like, it was not long ago. It is not a topic that we can say, oh, it was 2 months ago. I don't think it's up to 2 months. So his girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend, allegedly, is coming out and dragging him to court. She's asking for compensation. In fact, homegirl is not asking for compensation. She's asking for half of all what he got. Like she came with the bomb. She's like, everything that you got, I want half of it. And when I saw this story today, it came up on my feed on TikTok, by the way. I will not lie, I was giggling. I was laughing because his situation kind of just remind me about that, you know, African guy, that West African guy that went to play for UK for a team and got a lot of money and then got married, had kids. And at the end of the day, his wife took everything. And then, the funny part of it, I think I remember I talked about it in my channel here one time. He went back home, and the girl that he had abandoned, that he did nothing for, that he didn't buy a house, nothing at all for, he went back and married that girl. And she said, yes. I'm not gonna lie, I was infuriated when I saw the wedding. When I saw the wedding video, I was like, girl, are you really serious now? Like, are you serious? Like I was not happy because I'm like, this is why they do these kind of things. Because you sit around here, just because you're unmarried, he over there have a whole kid and a wife, and then she decided when he was, tripping, and then the money was not coming like that, she decided to divorce him quick and take everything. And then he came back home just to tell you how much he loves you again. He didn't love you then when he was with her, but all of a sudden, when the money was gone, he remembered the love he has for you. Like, go by. That is absolutely not me. I probably would be looking at him like, whose house are you coming to? Where are you? Where do you think you are? No, turn around the same way you turned around and left. Turn around that same way and go back. Now, with the Jonathan Majors and Meagan Good story, I feel like it's a PR stunt. It's giving me I wasn't getting enough support from, especially Black women. So let's try to, make them feel a little bit better, because that is what it's giving me. Because you remember when he had this case, when he had this charge, he's still having the case in court. He was dating this woman, and many of the Black women, even African women, I feel at this point, every Afro woman in general, we're like, well, you put yourself in there, you take yourself out of there. We are not gonna be having anything to do with this. So that's why I feel like this Meagan Good and him relationship is just a PR stunt. So without further ado, I'm just gonna bring up one of the videos that I saw in TikTok, and then I'm gonna come back with my commentary.
So this can't be true, right? Meagan Good allegedly dating Jonathan Majors. This can't be true. In the middle of his legal situation, he's been able to find some time for love. TMZ has learned the actor recently started dating Meagan Good. Sources with direct knowledge tell us over the course of the last several weeks, Jonathan and Meagan have gotten close, and the relationship is fairly new. What's more, a witness tells us that they were at the Alamo Draft House in LA last weekend to see a movie. So it's not like they're hiding the fact that they're hanging out. Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm not buying this. I don't think I believe this. Very coincidence that now he's attached to a Black woman, but this doesn't even make sense. Like, I'll wait, because I'm pretty sure this isn't true. This is crazy. This does not make sense.
Oh, golly. If you know how I feel when I saw that video, I'm like, what is this? I don't like disingenuous people. I mean, if this is really true and he's dating Meagan Goods, I feel like Meagan should do some work on herself. Like, if this is true that this man is going through this case, he's having this case of allegedly abuse, and she put herself in there, she should do some actual work on herself. Because you cannot be out there, even though he has not been charged yet, to attach your own image to this. It's like a self sabotage or something. Like, hey, ladies, I'm sticking by him, although he's having all this case, and he has been accused of this crime, but I'm sticking by him. Like, girl, if he really picked you, that, like, wouldn't you sit down one time and think about it and be like, why would I attach my image to this? Like Megan, I feel like Megan Good need to do a serious work on herself if this is true. Because this is why many of these men give a lot of women nothing, especially women that are dark skinned, or let's just say blacks or Afro. Let me just use Afro centric, Afro women in general. Because how do you sit down and see all of these, that the fire that he is getting, all of this case, and think, oh my God, that's a good time for me to associate myself with this man. Okay, let's say allegedly he did it. Would you want to be with somebody like that, that is violent? So you would expect him to be towards you that way, or do you think he's gonna change? Because let's not forget, they don't change. They never change. And when they get to the other side, although they might be putting them up on a pedestal, they show them their behavior at the same time. The behavior comes out. I son and sunflower. Yeah. She needs to let him clean up his mess. Black women always mulling. He wouldn't do the same for her. Girl, I was listening to somebody talk about Tiana Taylor. Is it Tiana? I think Tiana Taylor, the one that is with Chris Brown, and how she was rooting for Chris Brown and literally getting egg faced by public, even having a problem with Rihanna because of Chris Brown, and even to the extent that Beyonce was calling her out because she was, in front, and he never did anything to actually defend her, even when she had, I think they said her nude were like exposed allegedly on Twitter, and they said like Chris Brown was not defending her, was not coming for her defense. Like, I'm like, girl, I'm side eyeing you at this point. Like, I'm really side eyeing you. I'm Megan Good attaching her image to this. It's giving me black women. Look at me. You gotta stand with the kings when they are down. But when they are up, you better not ask for anything. You better not ask for nothing. You ask for nothing. You sit down there. If he leaves you, you just go and build somebody else, because that's what he's giving me. I'm gonna be very blunt, because that's what he's giving me. The fact that if you look at the girl that he was dating, that Jonathan was dating, and Megan, there is a big difference. Absolutely big difference. And I don't think he would even look at her slightly anyway. Because hey, look at the girl he was dating. Like, girl, bye. And I definitely think, I feel like this is a PR stunt. This is something to bring people to come and rally up for Jonathan Major, and have women, in the community be like, oh my God, he's dating Megan Good, so he good now. He probably didn't do that. Or even though he did it, let's not forget there are some women that actually condone violence towards other women. Let's not forget about that. Let's not forget. They will be like, oh, at least he's dating a sister, so we should definitely put up with it. Oh, at least he left the blonde lady, he left the other woman, and now he's dating, Megan Good. So yes, maybe we should forgive him. People make mistakes sometimes, those kind of women. It's giving me, I want those pygmishes to be out here rooting and being like, forgive, he's dating a black woman now, we should just let him be and support him. No, I'm not. See, I'm just sitting down over here laughing my ass off. Like, who is gonna go over there and do that? Like, haven't you seen what's been going down the streets? We have all been seeing everybody catching fire nowadays. Everybody getting the repercussion nowadays. Like, yeah, everybody paying for the price. And I'm just gonna pull up what some people were saying on Twitter in this video over here, so that let me just pull it up. So yes, that was about Jonathan and Megan Good. And a lot of people are like on Twitter surprised because I went to Twitter to check on this particular story and hear what other people had to say. A lot of people were like, "Is she good? Is she good though?" There were a lot of women. I'm gonna say I wasn't disappointed today because there would be some people that would be up there saying, "Oh, maybe he's changed his mind. He came back to his true love." Hey, a lot of women were like, Megan need to do some good for herself. Her name is Megan Good. They're like, she need to do some good for herself. She need to do some real, real good for herself because that girl, if she really attach herself to this negativity, it ain't gonna be working fine for her. Because this is the thing. When you accept this kind of behavior, allegedly, because a lot nowadays they're still in court. This case is not sorted out yet. It is in court, and a lot of people saying there are other women that are coming out and from the woodworks, by the way, and coming to actually talk about the way he treats them. So if Megan Good is attached to this person, that other women are coming out to actually give their perspective and their own accounts. I'm gonna say this is what I mean by some women don't like. They would do, if something would happen to her like this, if something like that would happen to her, I'm pretty sure she wouldn't be happy. She wouldn't be. She would be angry and she would expect everybody to stand with her. But you going on and going to date this guy that allegedly have been putting hands on people, and then you standing here and giving us all this big smile TMC writing about this whole case. I'm like, girl, this is why when they say women should be in solidarity, I'm like, I don't understand what some people are talking about solidarity, because this is the thing. When you go into this solidarity phase and then you give it your all, you will always get a woman that looks like you that will come and just literally stab you in the back. Yeah, Tiana needs to learn her lesson. Tiana definitely needs to learn her lesson too, because that guy, Chris Brown, has never stood up for her. He has never actually stood up for her. And she's been making a whole fool of herself. And she's very pretty too. That's another thing. She's very pretty. And when I look at her, I feel like there are some women that absolutely need therapy. Or even if you cannot afford therapy or you cannot go to therapy, sit down one time, in fact, have some days alone. Do not go to other people or talk to other people. Just sit down and try to understand yourself and try to understand many of the situations where you find yourself, because I feel like finding yourself, staying alone sometimes, just being alone and trying to figure out things by yourself, sometimes it does work. And also doing some research. Maybe take like 2 days alone to actually understand. So when I hear about women empowerment and seeing women like Megan Goods going with the man like this, I'm like, girl, where's the empowerment? Where's the stand by women? Where is all of that? It's it's very, I'm gonna say, infuriating when you see all of that. You're like, you tip your head over and you're like, girl, are you serious? Because this news is not only in TMZ, it's literally everywhere in the internet nowadays. It came out, I don't think it's up to maybe around 4 hours ago when I catch the news. So I'm gonna bring back this other guy that is being dragged to court by his ex-girlfriend to actually, uh pay her half of his things. I'm just laughing. Israel. Yeah, she dragged him to court. She said, "Give me money. Give me half of everything you own, half of it. I don't want quarter. I don't want you to pay me off. I want you to split it. But I don't know, because this is the thing. It came from the Nigerian news. It came from other websites. You can see it on TikTok. So I feel like I can't be certain about that particular topic, but we are just gonna say allegedly. But I'm gonna pull up some news feed over here. Let me see if I can share my screen. First of all, we're gonna go with Jonathan Majors. Let me see if I can find it over here. Okay, here. So I'm gonna share this. Yeah, so if you go over here, you can see Jonathan Major is reportedly dating Megan Goods, and you can see here the report following Jonathan facing multiple assault. Let's not forget, this is the person that Megan is attaching her whole franchise on if she's dating him. Multiple assault and harassment charge stemming from an alleged incident earlier this year. So this is what, and this is Google, by the way. So I'm not making this thing up. And yeah, they didn't even you can see BuzzFeed over here. Let me click on BuzzFeed and see what they're talking about. Yeah, BuzzFeed is saying Jonathan Majors is reportedly. Hold on, let me disagree with this because I don't like anybody taking my data. Okay, dating Megan Goose as he faces assault and harassment charge. Then you go down over here and you see what is happening over here. Of course, they have both of their photos side and side. And I'm like, this is why you can trust some women that are out here talking about, let's be together, let's stand together, let's do this. Girl, you serious? Are you serious? So they are saying that they are dating. They are reporting that they are dating, but this is the thing. I feel like it's a PR stunt. I don't think this is genuine. Maybe they are doing it for saving his face, but why would you want to attach a black woman's face to such, like, a lot of people don't really like, why didn't you all find some Becky somewhere with blonde hair? God, why didn't you all find one of those to actually make him look save face? But of course, I feel like in my soul of souls, this is to actually gather, brown skinned women, dark skinned women, Afro women in general, to come and be like, oh, but he's dating one of us now, so it's good. No, it's not. Go face your charges, sir. And Megan, girl, I have this. I've never talked about her before. I don't think I've ever talked about her, but I have lost all respect at this point. I'm like, if anything happens to you, girl, you're on your own. Because you sign, if you are really dating this man, or even if it's a PR stunt and you let them to use you, do you know the image that you're putting out there for the rest of the women in that country? Do you know what you're trying to say? The message you are trying to give? Oh, I know he's accused of this, but hey, I'm going to stick by him. It's giving me, oh, I have no self-esteem and you shouldn't either. Because since I'm making good and I'm a public figure, if I can stick with a man like this, you definitely should. That is so messy. I have lost. I'm like, see, this is one thing with me. I'm somebody like that. If I see things like this and something happens to somebody that actually co-signed this, I'm like, if something happens to you, I don't care anymore. Go fight your own battles over there. So these are reports from TMZ, and this is this one saying the publication report following a TMZ story claiming that the pair were recently seen attending a movie theater together in Los Angeles. Like Gail. But this is the thing. He have done this for Megan if it was vice versa. Okay, everyone. I think there was a problem with my connection with my laptop, so I'm doing it with my phone now. So I cannot actually bring up that feed uh to actually talk about it right now. I don't know what is happening with my system over here. I'm having a connection problem with the laptop. I'm trying to reload it, but so the Israel guy, the guy Israel Adesanya, his girlfriend, she's asking for half of everything. She's not his wife, but I feel like he should, normally you should just settle the person that have been there with you for a long time. And so homegirl literally dragging him. She's not even talking about compensation, nothing like that, allegedly. So allegedly they're saying she's dragging him directly to court to get every cent divided. Like she wants half of all his money, half of it, everything he owns, all his money. And I'm like, well, no offense, but hey, it's not as if you've not been seeing the handwriting on the wall for a long time, because this is the thing. They do see it happening to other men, but they continue going back there. They think it's a hype or it's a status to go out there and mess around and then find out. Okay, my Wi-Fi is back. Let me see if I can. Let me see if. Okay, let me take this one.